Hey everyone. Well, I hope that it's not too windy here. All of a sudden now in the afternoon, it's decided to become really, really windy. Um, it's a really warm day today. It's about 26 degrees Fahrenheit, which is probably pushing somewhere around almost 80 degrees. 26 degrees centigrade is actually 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit, which up here in Sweden, it feels warmer than what it is. It feels like it's like 90. Um, Y'all, okay, so today's video, it's actually, tomorrow I would have been in Sweden for 25 years. So I'll do some other things for tomorrow. But for today, a lot of the students that I worked with in one of my former parishes a couple years ago, I had a chance to be with them when they did confirmation. And now today, or yesterday, they graduated from high school. And here it's called Studenten. And it's a pretty big deal. The kids get on, normally when we're not in a pandemic, they'll get on these trucks and everything, you know, on the back of a truck or something, and they parade around town and people blowing their horns, and it's a big deal. Graduating from high school in Sweden is a really, really big deal, especially because of the fact that not everyone graduates from high school here. Especially among immigrants, those who weren't born in Sweden, the rate is really high. And if you have parents who weren't born in Sweden and didn't graduate high school, then the rate is really high also. So we actually do have a problem with that. Not up to maybe a third sometimes of students don't graduate from high school. Both Swedish and immigrant, but it's just a lot higher among the immigrant community. When we're talking about doing ministry and looking for ways to bless people, one of those things might be actually as we help to build a congregation and help to establish it more, it might be just that we want to do something I used to do before when I worked in another parish, and that's to provide after-school help with homework to support the kids who are struggling through school, especially those who come here late and they have to learn Swedish, but they didn't grow up with the Swedish language. There's a lot of things here that when you didn't grow up here, you're starting below zero, okay? So that might be a way for a multicultural community like ours, obviously with the support of other people, to be able to then help out and to help and bless those who are struggling with school, because it's really important here in Sweden. You can get a job without a high school diploma here, but the jobs are pretty low pay and they're limited to what you can do. Graduating from high school is considered actually, we could talk about adult points that you get for being, the more adult points you gather, the more adult you are. So one of those things would be like graduating from high school. Another thing would be like getting your driver's license, which is a lot harder here in Sweden than in the States. So if you want to get your license, it's going to cost you about somewhere between $1,000 to $1,500, which is 11 to 15,000 crowns. And then, plus the lessons and everything else. So it can be a big financial burden for a family. And so it's really important then to be able to do that. And a lot of jobs require you to have a driver's license, and sometimes a driver's license and a car, more adult points like that. Being able to have your own place, but housing in Sweden, especially in the larger cities, right through the roof. So a lot of people have to stay at home. But there's all these different things to help. Confirmation is also a part of taking the steps towards adulthood. So before, in earlier times in Sweden, if you did confirmation, then you were considered an adult after confirmation. In the Church of Sweden, you weren't allowed to take communion until after you were confirmed. Now they don't. You just have to be baptized. But that was before, in the grandparents' generation. Today I was invited by some of the former kids I used to work with to attend their high school celebration. Not at the school, but like outside because of the pandemic. And we got a chance to meet again, and they just talked about how important it's been and how it's important to have caring adults, both as role models, but just to have them in their life. It was really good and really touching, because it reminds me of the fact that there are many things I wish had happened differently, but also reminds me that during my time here, those 25 years, I haven't been lazy or anything. God has been using me to make a difference in the lives of many young people And I'm really happy for that. I'm really thankful to God for that opportunity, both to work with an area in which I'm passionate about, an area in which I can glorify God with. So it's wonderful, and I'm really glad that the kids invited me to their Studenten, and I was able to be there a couple of hours and just to say hey, and just to celebrate this big milestone in their life. What usually happens is after confirmation and youth group, so the kids keep in contact, a little bit every now and then. Usually I'll say, hey, happy birthday or something. And when they get married, they'll call you up to do their wedding or to do their, to baptize their children or things like that. Or a family member dies and they're looking for a priest, or remember the priest that they have this relationship with, and gets another opportunity to share the gospel, to show the love of Jesus. So I'm grateful for my work in the Church of Sweden and AFS. I'm very grateful for the fact that I've got a chance to work with young people and young adults all these years. All these 25 years, I've been working with either with confirmation or with music or Sunday school or as a priest, obviously with preaching and teaching and things like that. So that's today's video. Again, the reason I'm doing these videos is because I also want people to know about what ministry is like here. Why is it different doing ministry here than it is maybe in the 1040 window, or we're not in an underdeveloped country, we're in an industrialized country that really, really, really needs Jesus. We need to be planting more communities here in Sweden where the people are committed to a Christian life, a Christian worldview, committed to a life where Jesus Christ is the center and the Bible is the foundation, a place that's open and warm, welcoming, where hospitality is practiced, by all the members, not in a faked way, not in a way to get other people, but this is just the way that we are. This is our community, and then as people come to join and know about the community, that's the way that we introduce them to Jesus. So that's that. So I keep saying, every video, if you want to know more about our community, go to www.crossculture.se, or you can write to me. You can write any question you want on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're seeing this on Instagram, ask questions. What do you want to know about our ministry, and why, and what is important for you to know, so that you will decide if you want to become a ministry partner with us. This is not about making me rich. It is about supporting a ministry. I am part of a community. We are several leaders from different countries who have been, throughout the years, the leadership has changed as people leave Uppsala, or they go back to their home countries, or they find jobs or whatever. But we've always been this group of Swedes and immigrants who together have built this community for Jesus. And now we just want to go beyond just the volunteer stage. We want to be able to employ me as a pastor, as the priest there, and to be able to actually start to establish the growth now of this community. We still believe there's a calling for this. We believe there's a need for this community, and we're asking for our brothers and sisters around the world to support us with prayer and to support us financially. So that's what these videos are all about, is introducing people to the ministry here in Sweden, different than maybe in some other places. All right, well, today I'm really happy. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna spend some time with my wife, eat dinner, basically. And I hope that these videos make a difference in your life. I hope they start you to think differently. I hope they get you, and especially, and I really want to shout out to African Americans. I was invited, I'm just going to say this as I end, I was invited to a conference a few years ago out in North Carolina at Columbia University, where we talked about how that as far as foreign missions goes, that the African American involvement dropped from 2% to less than 0.5%. And no one can really give a big answer for this. There's a few answers, maybe a few things, systemic things or things like that. But I really want to shout out to other African Americans and African American communities. Listen, you should also be involved in foreign missions. This is not to make you feel guilty or anything. This is an opportunity and a call to support and be a part of a mission organization that is multicultural, a place where we want to spread the gospel. And So I'm hoping that people will see this and they'll spread this around. I'm not a person, I don't care about what color skin you are, but I really want to shout out to those groups of people, Latinos, African Americans, Asians. We don't see a lot of those people in a lot of the foreign missions that comes out of the States, at least. And so as I'm seeing these videos and I'm doing them in English so that people back home in my own home country of the United States can hear this, I'm hoping that some of you who remember me from growing back up in Oakland, some of you who remember when I used to be part of Chinese Bible church or wherever church I was at, and you hear this, you say, you know what? I need to be supporting a good foreign mission. I gotta support cross culture. Amen. All right, so that's enough for that. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching this video clip. Of course, there's another video clip coming tomorrow, and so I will see you tomorrow on that video clip. That will be in a couple of parts because I'll be reflecting because tomorrow is my 25th anniversary of being in Sweden. I've been here for 25 years tomorrow. So wow, and I have a lot of things to share about that. All right, so be blessed. May God use you in your life to bless other people. May He watch over you. May you feel His presence in your life and be led by the Holy Spirit. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.